So much of our time in B&Q is spent Googling what supplies we need, trying to make sense of...
This is a medium density fiberboard.
Which we don't really know what that means, do
No,
we? So a lot of our time is spent Googling and trying to figure it out.
We want the ply.
We do want the ply, yes babe. At least the music's good.
So we've just gone to get our ply. One board already down. So we've got enough ply to go down the whole length and width of the van, but we had to get it in sheets. So luckily B&Q cut most of it for us. But because I've marked down on the floor where the battens are, and they're 50mm wide, so I've measured enough for the wood to go up to 25mm into the battens, so they should meet exactly halfway in the battens, because then this will give us enough room to screw them down each side and make sure we're not going into the insulation. So Fee's just finishing off vapor barrieing the wheel arches, and then all I'm doing is going off a template, but obviously measuring it twice. Not because I don't trust her, but because I don't trust her. So yeah, literally just measuring up. It's going to be a pain as well going around these little edges around here, but with some patience and some top-notch measuring, we should be able to get it all done. And it's a nice day for it.
So I am just going to make a template for around the wheel arches for Kieran to cut the ply. So we're just using some cardboard to basically make a template around the wheel arches so that it's nice and easy to cut the ply.
Good morning, world. It's Sunday morning, a cold Sunday morning, so we've got about 400 layers on. I am being driven. I'm playing passenger. First time driving the van. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. Loving it.
She's a big machine to handle, that's for sure. So today we are going to start on the bed. So we've just got the wood to build the bed frame. We're not going to finish it today just because we want to take our time with it, make sure we do it properly. But hopefully by the end of this video you will see a fully functioning bed. We've decided to go for a fixed bed in the back, but what we're going to do is we're going to only build it out to 120 centimetres and then have the last 80 as a sliding bed. So overall we're going to have about 200 centimetre long, so 2 metre long bed, which is good for me because I'm a long old boy. So yeah. So materials wise, what we've gone with is 9 of these bits of timber, so they're 38mm deep and 63mm wide, so they should be really nice and strong as a support for the bed frame. So we've got 9 of those. We've also got some 60mm coach screws. So 60mm are when we just have to drill 2 bits of wood together. There will be in the corners though, potentially 3 bits on top of one. So for the thicker bits, we've got 100mm coach screws. These are really nice and thick and strong, so for the supporting weight we want to use these. We've also got some of these L-shaped brackets just to make sure everything's nice and 90 degrees and supported. It just makes it easier to drill a cross section rather than having to drill in at angles. So we've got all that. We do also have an abundance of screws. So first job is to measure and cut the legs. We're going to go 90mm up, so it's a nice high level, so we've got loads of space under the garage.
So we've realised that we thought, as with everything, this would be a lot simpler than it actually is. Had a near meltdown and still aren't really sure how we're going to construct this bed, but we just have to start somewhere, right? So we have decided what are we doing. We're just going to attach a leg and a width.
We're going to put the legs on both sides of the frame, so then we can measure
the width
from wall to wall, so we can then cut the widths.
Because the van sort of curves in as you get higher up. So where the bed will sit, like the top of the bed, the square frame of the top of the bed where the mattress will go, that will be a smaller square than the floor, if that makes sense. So we kind of need to put the legs in and know how high up we're going, so we know how much to measure across. So yeah, it's all a bit complicated, but we're just starting by attaching
this bracket. So pick the 100mm coach screws, because as you can see this is a bit of a thicker distance, so overall this is sitting about that much into it.
So we've got one kind of side done.
Yeah.
And so the plan is to try and measure from, are we going to do both of those?
Yes, we need to do two of these.
Two of these, one
and
for
then
each side.
Measure in the middle, so then we know what we need to put across. It's a bit of a pain because it tapers in.
And because
really measuring it.
The wood will be going, it won't be going from like end to end, it's going from like there. So the best way to do it, we think, is just to make the two sides and then measure end to end. Morning!
Good morning!
So today we are continuing with the bed, and last weekend we worked on the bed, it didn't...
We had a fallout.
We had a bit of a fallout, yeah. So we were extra planned this week, weren't we? Is that
We were. We went to B&Q last night to get the bits, so today there's no delays, we can just get it cracking. We should hopefully get finished today because there's not that much to do.
We worked really well together last night in B&Q. We had a diagram drawn, so top tip, when you go to B&Q, take a pen and paper with you. We drew a diagram, we had all our measurements, and it was like working out a maths equation at one point, wasn't it? Got a dog nearly escaping. But yeah, it was like, you know when you used to do maths tests as a kid and it was like, John has 5 buckets of water. If John needs X amount, it was like a proper maths equation trying to work out the bed. So we did really well. We're doing a pulley out mechanism, so we've got slats going in today, haven't we?
We have.
And yeah, we will keep you updated.
So we did the frame last week and it feels pretty sturdy. So yeah, we just did literally a box frame there, and then what we're going to do is have slats that are fixed here and to the back, and then in between every slat we're going to put slats that slide out here, and then something going across to hold them up. When the bed's fully out, it'll come to about here, so we are going to put some seating in here, and then the back of the seat is going to be what the slidey outy bitty sits on.
So it sounds a bit complicated, but as we build, you shall see.
You shall see.
Indeed.
Yes. So we're starting to put the slats in now. So we've measured out all of our fixed slats and all of our pulley out slats. To make sure they go the whole width of the van, and to make sure there's space underneath the mattress to let it breathe, we've figured out that we need 8mm gap in between each slat. So luckily, here's one I made earlier, the ply that we've used to line the floor is 8mm. So all I'm doing now is I'm putting a fixed slat in, and then putting a pulley out slat in, and then I'm just literally putting this ply in between, making sure it's nice and flush up to it, and then I can use this and just screw straight down into the frame.
And we're going 60, 120, 60, 120, 60, etc.
We are.
All the way across.
We're putting the 60s at the ends, the pulley out bit at the end, because what we're planning on doing is having 2 chairs here, and the backs of those chairs are going to be the pulley out bit. We need to find a word for the pulley out bit, because
We do. Let us know in the comments.
I'm sick of saying it. The slidey out bit is going to rest on the backs of those chairs just for a bit more support.
So as you can see, all of these ends are just slightly different lengths. So we're gonna cut them with the jigsaw, is that right?
With the jigsaw, yes.
So that they are all flush, so that we can attach a nice front panel that will have handles on it to pull the bed in and out with.
I'm just securing them down with these G-clamps, just to make sure it doesn't move while we're cutting it, because you could cut one bit and then by the time you got to the end it's moved, so everything's askew.
So I'm going to attempt to explain how we have made the bed. So we knew we wanted a bed that was fixed with an extension, because Kieran is 6'4", so he can't lay widthways. We'll have to sleep like lengthways. So what we've done is we have fixed 120 pieces of timber from the front of the bed to the back, and they will remain fixed. Then what we've done is we have taken pieces of 60 and we have attached them to a bar, which you can see through there. So they are not attached to this front bit here, so that they can slide out. The reason we've attached them to the bar is so that